Welcome back to BT Sport. Excitement is building at the King Fahd International Stadium as Real Madrid and Barcelona get ready to face off with a place in the final of the Spanish Super Cup and a chance to lift that trophy at stake tonight. It's almost 10 o'clock local time as well, so a pleasant 20 degrees in Riyadh. And there's a crowd there of about 30,000 due to social distancing measures, with the stadium about 50% capacity. Don't forget, you can enjoy El Clasico with your friends as well on the BT Sport app. You can choose the watch together option for this and so much more. Just download the app onto your mobile or tablet. Well, the players are in the tunnel. They are heading out, ready for this one. They may not be at the peak of their powers, but the rivalry remains as fierce as ever. And our commentary team for El Clasico, Martin Keown, and first, Ian Dark. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Lindsay. Good evening, everybody. It's always a big game whenever these two sides meet, of course. Barcelona and Real Madrid. They've been going in rather different directions this season, a 17-point gap. It's really a case of Barcelona trying to cope with life after Messi. Xavi thinks they might just be starting to do that, and he does believe that a victory in this game could be something of a turning point for them on their current mission. But Barcelona have been in very good form. Top of the La Liga table with Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr. really flying. Hot shots, 2 more goals each in the weekend win over Valencia for them. That's the scene. The King Fahd Stadium, as Lindsay was telling you, social distancing in effect. So about 30,000 fans in. This stadium holds 67,000. Of course, the staging of sport in Saudi Arabia will be controversial given current debates over human rights. Suffice to say that this is part of a 3-year deal with the Spanish Football Federation. Second meeting this season. Real Madrid won 2-1 away to Barcelona in October. A game which featured Sergio Aguero's last ever goal before his sad retirement. Barcelona have taken 15 points out of 24 available since Xavi took over. There's the Barcelona team, and Ferran Torres, the former Manchester City man, makes his debut after recovering from long-term injury and COVID. Defender Ronald Araujo will play in a splint after breaking 2 bones in his hands, and Frenkie de Jong has made a quicker than expected recovery from a muscle injury. 38-year-old Dani Alves, what a great comeback story. He's back at Barcelona after 5 years away, plays his 28th Clasico here. By the way, Ansu Fati and Pedri are both fit again after being out for a while and on the bench. Memphis Depay on that bench, by the way, as well. He's recently had a month out, played half an hour at the weekend. That's the VAR team. The referee will be Munu Serra Montero. Real Madrid without key defender David Alaba here. He's got a muscle injury, so Nacho comes in. One other change from the weekend, Dani Carvajal, who's been out for a month injured. He's back in place of Lucas Vazquez at right back. The old firm then, Modric, Kroos, Casemiro, still going strong. Benzema and Vinicius Jr., the top 2 scorers in the Spanish league this season. Martin Keown is alongside me, and it might be a tasty one, Martin.
Yeah, always a pleasure, isn't it, to commentate on these 2 great clubs. Very decorated, Champions League winners are plenty. Interesting to see if Xavi can be half as good a manager as he certainly was a player.
Both in their traditional kit, of course. They meet for the 248th edition of a rivalry which is frankly rooted in a historic mutual loathing going back to the days of the Spanish Civil War. So many memories of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, Pep against Mourinho, Di Stefano, Puskás, Maradona, Neymar, Luis Suarez. Now read on, what will we get here? Semi-final this of the Spanish Super Cup. It's a 4-team tournament involving the top 2 teams in La Liga last season and the top 2 teams from the Copa del Rey. Xavi played in 42 Clásicos. This is his first as a coach. One of the great players of the modern era, I think it's fair to say, Martin.
Without doubt. Looks like he wants to play with that 4-3-3 system, as he so was successful himself as a player.
Ronald Koeman was in charge when these two sides met earlier on in the campaign. Early free kick here. There's Ferran Torres, who's had a metatarsal injury. He hasn't played a club game since September, when he scored against Wycombe Wanderers in the League Cup for Manchester City.
Well, City 10 points clear in the English Premier League have allowed him to leave.
Early touch for Vinicius Junior, but cut up by Piqué. And Dembele finding himself in unusual territory in the middle of the pitch. Here's 38-year-old Dani Alves. He set up Barcelona's goal as well, just like old times at the weekend against Granada. Luke de Jong getting that. Asensio here making good progress for Real Madrid. And that lovely left foot that he has. Gross looking to bend one.
Well, it was a ball that was played through. I thought Alba might come across and deal with that, but he doesn't. He allows the counter-attack to take place. I mean, that's going to be an issue, really, isn't it? Dealing with the pace that Real Madrid have at the top of their team. Benzema just coming in, just trying his luck from distance. In great form at the moment.
30 goal involvements this season, Benzema, in 25 games. Here's Dembele trying to play that into the path of Jordi Alba, who stays down.
Dembele's given him too much to do there. I think Carvajal just catches him, doesn't he? Just the follow through, just awkward landing. Wins the ball, of course.
It's just an unhappy landing, isn't it? For Jordi Alba. He's just jolted his shoulder by the look of it. Not like that recent game against Sevilla, where Jules Koundé threw the ball in his face in a bad-tempered way, got sent off. Alba collapsed in a heat rather theatrically. There's Carlo Ancelotti, who, it has to be said, is doing a wonderful job.
He is.
Back in charge of Real Madrid after leaving Everton.
Yeah, and look at Everton, how they've suffered since he's left as well, by the way.
Piqué. Araujo alongside him. Big doubt for this game. Broke 2 bones in his hand recently, and it's got a splint. It's Ousmane Dembele, who's in a bit of a contract standoff with the club at the moment. Busquets. Araujo. Way back Carvajal, who's been out for the last month with a calf injury. Asensio is the player being brought down there.
Alba again just diving in a little bit. He's an experienced player now. Someone they're going to look to. Barcelona alongside Piqué. Lots of youngsters coming in, as we've talked about at Barcelona. Really do need to draw on their experience.
Modric's little flick. Casemiro up to Benzema. Carvajal.
Yeah, Piqué there, as you show, we talked about experience. He just took the sting right out of that. Carvajal not able to pick out his man in the box.
No Alaba is a blow for Real Madrid ahead of this game. They kept that quite quiet. His muscle injury. He actually scored in his first Clásico in that 2-1 game at the Camp Nou earlier on in the season. Great goal it was too. He's been excellent since moving from Bayern Munich. Nacho's in there today. Dembele. Is he going to be in the mood this time? They need him to be.
He certainly does, Ian. Dembele. That's twice now. He's moving well with the ball. That's what they want to see, Barcelona. Dembele running with purpose at his opponent.
Looks like Barcelona are using Gavi in a pretty advanced role. We'll keep a track of that.
Well, it's interesting there. Courtois does not like being put under pressure at all. Didn't look comfortable giving the ball away there. He's not pleased with himself.
It's interesting, Carlo Ancelotti trying to take the pressure off a little bit, saying before the game, we don't believe we are favourites. I think everybody else thinks Real Madrid are favourites for this game. Here's Modric, who's 36 now, but shows no signs really of deterioration. Not many anyway. Asensio looking to drop this ball in behind for Vinicius Junior. Asensio. One or two alarm bells sounding every time it drops anywhere near his left foot. Ask Inter about that in the Champions League this season.
Well, Barcelona players there, I think they're appealing for offside, not happy with that. Asensio coming onto it, just gets it a little bit tough on the ball. It's a bit too much on it. It's this ball here. I think they're appealing. They think it's an offside. That's too close, really, to decide. He just comes in onto it. You'd expect him, with his ability, Asensio, there to keep that on target.
Gavi furthest forward, almost playing alongside Luke de Jong, who's been criticised. Of course, everybody's saying, well, it's an odd move, Barcelona picking him up, but he has scored in the last 2 games for them in La Liga. Very fine header at the weekend against Granada. He had another one ruled out for the most marginal of offsides. Otherwise, Barcelona would have got the 3 points. It would have taken them into the top 4. As it is, they are 6th at the moment. First wanted a bit too much time.
Well, that was Gavi getting back there to good effect. Just nips it and then gets caught.
Busquets trying to keep tabs on Vinicius Junior.
Not an easy one, because he does move extremely well with the ball. Is so light on his feet, Vinicius.
Here's Torres, his first real involvement in proceedings. Bound to be a bit of rust for him after so long out. I think the expectation was he would be on the bench for this game after that long absence, but they flew him in late after he at last tested negative for COVID, and they've had a look at him and they've obviously decided he's good to go. Dembele. Piqué to launch it forward, laid back to Luke de Jong. His shot was charged down. Again looking for the break. This is how Real Madrid won the first Clásico this season. Fast breaks, went 2-0 up. Barcelona got one with almost the last kick of the game. It wasn't enough. Will they play that high line again, Barcelona here? This is Mendy looking to thread a way through. Breaks on here for Barcelona if they're quick, but they won't be doing it like that. That's a stray one from Luke de Jong.
Well, when you get that ball back, you don't want to lose it so cheaply. Just the shot at one end. I'm just looking to see if there's a handball. No, it's just hit him in the midriff. You're saying about the high line for Barcelona. They're pushing right up, and you're looking at Alves, 38 years of age. He's giving away a lot of years to his younger opponent, who's got really, he's very, very quick, Vinicius. It's quite a gamble by Barcelona.
Modric. Fell on Mendy. Missed the first part of the season with injury. That's a stray pass on that occasion from Vinicius. Frankie de Jong, who's out there, is another player. Wasn't expected to play here, but he's recovered pretty quickly from his muscle injury.
It's disappointing from Dembele there, because he's taken up a really good position. He's playing quite narrow whips coming from the fullback.
Vinicius Junior, that speed in behind again. Not a problem for ter Stegen, but there is the warning sign again for Barcelona.
And I think there might be an injury here. Barcelona defender trying to get back.
Araujo is just struggling a little.
I think it's the hamstring, trying to stay with this young man. Just winces at the end there. I think he might have just tweaked his hamstring.
They've had so many problems with injuries this campaign, Barcelona, to add to their financial woes that you'll have read about, with the club being over €1 billion in debt. Trying to balance the books and make room to even register Torres in time. They had to restructure the deal they had for Samuel and Titi, who seems to be forever injured, to make room for Torres to get registered.
Incredible situation for the club to be in.
But they're still talking about signing Erling Haaland next summer. Well, Joan Laporta, the president, is anyway. Gavi. Jordi Alba.
Got away with that, Carvajal. Decided not to play the ball. Good battle in there, by the way. De Jong, Modric. Just keeps going, Modric.
Xavi's only previous job as a coach was with the Qatari club Al Saad. He won the Qatari Super Cup with them, his first trophy as a coach. He'll be looking to add to that. Maybe in the next few days, if Barcelona can triumph in this 14 competition. Atletico Madrid and Athletic Club of Bilbao meet in the other semi-final tomorrow. You can catch that game with us. Adam Summerton will be at the microphone for that. Here's Alba to Dembele. Busquets. It's neither one thing or the other. It was a rare loose pass from Busquets.
He's incredibly important, Busquets, to what they do, breaking up things in that midfield. Piqué there, an important challenge. Little back heel, Benzema trying to find Modric.
Piqué, who just posted his pay slip on social media, didn't he, the other day, amid the ongoing debates about the kind of money being paid out to players. Carvajal's Risky one, he asked a little bit of Nacho there. Real Madrid, despite being top in La Liga, have been held 3 times at the Bernabeu this season to goalless draws, and they recently slipped up away from home to their struggling local rivals Getafe. So Barcelona will be thinking, we're not up against an invincible team or anything like that here. Carvajal to lay it inside, Asensio to spread the play, Vinicius Junior is full of confidence and wants to run at players, but it's good work by Dani Alves. That's quite a...
Very good, Ian.
It's quite a match-up, isn't it, those two?
Certainly
38-year-old Dani Alves and 21-year-old Vinicius Junior is lightning.
Yeah, opposite spectrums of their careers, but Alves there just keeps his eye on the ball, doesn't panic. Starting to play now, Real Madrid popping it off. 1 touch, 2 touch.
Mendy. Asensio with the layoff, it got a bit tight. Modric. Cute little ball to Dani Carvajal. Eder Militao coming forward. He nearly scored at the weekend with a booming header.
Just a little bit too much on that. He's running at pace, so he just needs to slow down so he gets the weight of pass correct. Everything going through Busquets, as is normal.
Frenkie de Jong. Dembele with the run outside. This is promising for Barcelona if they can get it right. And Real Madrid happy to give away the corner kick. Nacho was there.
Well, that's one of the few occasions that Dembele has stayed high and stayed wide, and then de Jong can find him. Just about onside there. It's about getting that player in the box then. Just checking this to see if whether or not it's an offside.
I say, would have been tight had a goal arisen, wouldn't it? It didn't.
Certainly would have. No one really attacking that ball though with any real purpose.
Torres and Dani Alves on the volley. Got hold of it all right, deflects over.
It's a good hit.
Dani Alves was playing and scoring against Real Madrid before his teammate Gavi was even born.
Wow. You can see that was heading for the goal. Modric getting in the way of it.
Dani Alves' first ever goal was for Sevilla against Real Madrid back in 2003. Jordi Alba with the early ball forward, but Courtois is having a magnificent season, by the way, was quickly out, and here's the break again from Real Madrid. 3 against 2 for the moment. Vinicius Junior, Asensio on that left foot of his. Can't get it on target. But how many more warnings do Barcelona want?
Courtois was brilliant here. The way that he recycles the ball so quickly. Vinicius running with it. Just a sense of when it comes onto it here again, his finishing, it's got to be better. You expect him to hit the target. You know what he wants to do. He wants to come onto that left foot, and his first touch isn't good enough. It lifts the ball as it comes into. Look at it, bounces up there. It's difficult for him then to hit. Should be doing a lot better with that.
He's keeping Rodrigo out of the team at the moment. Asensio, he wanted to run in the team. He had a what's my future chat with the management earlier on in the season. He's getting a run.
Well, he is, and of course Hazard as well. Not involved. Bale looks like he's surplus to requirements now at that club.
Well, he's never fit, is he? Hasn't played since August.
It's sad, really. It's sad to see such a great player not taking part anymore.
Hazard is on the bench, by the way. It faces a battle, really, to get into the starting lineup. possession play from Real Madrid. Benzema around the corner. Vinicius Junior, Modric, head up, looking to see what movement's around. He doesn't quite pick out Asensio because Jordi Alba was there. And looking for that little gap, but Jordi Alba was there. It's coming back again. A bit too quickly. Wasn't a great clearance. Benzema. Dani Alves.
Again, you have to say, the old man at the back there's done well once more. Been asked a lot of questions. Vinicius is so quick, he's onto things in a flash.
Frenkie de Jong.
See how quickly Real Madrid then get back into their shape.
Dembele will have to work to keep that in play, and he can't do it. Cost the best part of £100 million, didn't he, Ousmane Dembele? And you'd have to say it's not a move so far that has been worth anything like that kind of money for Barcelona. They've had a few, haven't they, like that. Coutinho's move didn't work. He's gone out on loan, as you will have read, to Aston Villa.
Well, that's a wonderful move now for Aston Villa. Hopefully that comes off for Coutinho.
Well, if he played like he played at Liverpool, Villa will have pulled off a bit of a coup if they can get him back to his best form. That's Torres having a tug of Mendy's shirt.
Well, Torres has been embarrassed by Mendy. He's having to defend a lot and track back.
Gets a yellow card for it on his Barcelona debut. He'll want more to show for the evening than that. This game will end local time at a few minutes before midnight, maybe after midnight if we have extra time. Benzema found a good ball. Dani Carvajal. Good working back by Dembele.
Certainly was. Carvajal very direct though, once more. The width comes from the fullbacks.
A lot of talk, Martin, ahead of this game about this being a possible turning point for Barcelona, a springboard for the rest of the season. But Real Madrid, knowing the kind of hard-bitten outfit that they are, they won't want to be giving their big rivals any kind of break, will they?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the history that the club has, endless, 13 Champions Leagues that they've won and copious amounts of La Liga titles. No, they want to be the dominant team, the dominant force. I think Ancelotti's the right man for them, getting the best out of players.
Well, he delivered the elusive Decima, didn't he, in his last time in charge, that 10th Champions League title. They've won 3 more since then, of course. It's extraordinary, really, the long rivalry between these two teams. 248 meetings. Real Madrid 99 wins, Barcelona 96.
That's amazing.
412 to 402 on goals. You couldn't have it much more even, could you?
Nothing in it, really.
No addition to that goal tally as yet here, but the better chances for Real Madrid on the break. It's pretty similar to the game in the league earlier on in the campaign. Vinicius Junior, is he going to make them pay this time? Yes, he does! On the mark again, the young Brazilian who is lighting up the season for Real Madrid. They keep on making the mistake of letting Real break in behind them and have paid the penalty. Barcelona. Real Madrid lead by a goal to nil. Vinicius Junior with his 15th goal this season.
You can't underestimate Benzema in this goal. Barcelona being predictable, goes into Busquets. He gets rolled by Benzema, and then this man does the rest. Just looks like there's not a problem. Busquets gets the ball, and then look, Benzema takes it off him. and then they change gear. Just checking it's onside. Vinicius has just got too much pace. He's direct and he just finds the back of the net. It's a wonderful finish. Running at pace, hits it off his left foot. I think it's a side foot in the end. That's the presence of mind just to feather that in rather than really blast it. A really mature finish from the young man.
And that's what he's improved dramatically this season, his goal return. Hard to believe at the moment, but he was getting ridiculed and criticised a season or so back, Vinicius Junior, not anymore. And by the way, that was yet another assist for Benzema, taking him up to 9 to go with all his goals this season. But there'll be fingers pointed at Busquets there.
Well, of course, and he just took too long in possession, but credit Benzema for robbing it off him. And the directness after that. I mean, it's uncanny the amount of times these two seem to be able to link up with one another.
Eder Militao. Modric again dropped in behind for Asensio. Not able to take advantage on that occasion. Flag goes up. But Real Madrid look a threat with each one of these breaks. Does Xavi have to have another think about this high line Barcelona are playing? Because it's not working.
No, it certainly isn't. It's very brave, isn't it, when you're playing against that amount of pace, and at times when there's not really good pressure on the ball, they should be dropping and they're not.
Real Madrid growing in confidence. Don't forget, we'll bring you the other semi-final tomorrow night. Atletico Madrid against Athletic Bilbao. 6:45 p.m. BT Sport 1 HD for that second semi-final, and the final will be Sunday. We're on the air at 6 o'clock on BT Sport 3 HD as you look at Vinicius Junior's goal again. And there's a VAR check as if we needed one. He was miles onside.
He was, timed his run beautifully, and confidence is full of that at the moment.
I got a feeling, it's not exactly an original thought, Vinicius Junior, I think, is going to be a big star, isn't he, at the World Cup at the end of this year for Brazil, you'd think.
Well, I think he only got in the last squad by default, so he's got a little bit of work to do, but he carries on playing like he is at the moment. Yeah, you'd have to say that it's another outstanding talent for Brazil.
He got called into one of the recent squads because of an injury. That's hard to believe. I think he'll be in on merit, surely. One of those websites that works out these things believes he might be the most valuable player in the world now, based on his age, of course.
He's certainly catching the eye tonight.
What can Barcelona do about this? So far they haven't really managed to test Courtois.
Not really getting Gavi or Torres in the game at all. They're just sort of parked out on the right-hand side. Torres, you think he'd be a bit more willing to join the front man.
Gavi has not really got involved in it that much yet in midfield. Busquets across to Piqué. Now Dembele, this is a little bit better, and there's always a threat when Luke de Jong is around in the air. That is certainly one possible route for Barcelona, not one of their traditional ways of attacking, certainly not in the Messi era, but if they've got Luke de Jong, they might as well try and feed him.
For sure, and he is very good in the air. He finds that space, getting on the end of that cross that time.
Real Madrid are 5 points clear at the top of the La Liga table from Sevilla. Mind you, Real have played a game more than Sevilla, who are making a bit of an argument about it. Carlo Ancelotti would welcome any trophy, none in his last 4 seasons, Napoli, Everton. Dembele again. It's a bit of a misunderstanding between him and Frankie de Jong.
Well, that's what's got to improve, and he's getting a round of applause from his manager, but that never used to happen. That communication, misunderstanding, lets Real Madrid off the hook again.
Vinicius Junior again being hauled to his feet by Dani Alves.
Well, in fairness, this is a lesson really. I know Alves is getting on in years, but it shows you've got to get as tight as you possibly can. Doesn't matter how quick your opponent. That's an example of that again. You just see at the top of the screen there, Vinicius running through once more though.
Is Gavi, the 17-year-old. De Jong to Dembele to Alba. Deep cross, Luke de Jong there, won the header again. Couldn't direct it into the corner. Now they've tested Courtois a couple of times though.
De Jong again getting on the end of a cross. Nobody really picking up in that Real Madrid defence.
Better from Barcelona in the last 5 minutes or so.
Well, more direct.
De Jong to Dembele, played at the right at the weekend, switched to the left here. Frankie de Jong continues with his run. Eder Militao is there.
Good pace to Militao there.
Modric dispossessed. Dembele with the early ball in. Busquets again. Busquets is playing in his 42nd El Clasico. Gavi. He's run into trouble. Here comes another break. Benzema loves to pull out onto that left-hand side and attack from there. Fascinating, that guide to how good Benzema's movement is from Rio Ferdinand and Owen Hargreaves ahead of the game here.
It's interesting, so almost the mindset has changed. You expect Barcelona now to give the ball away, never did in the past. Real Madrid then look to really attack with pace when they get it back.
Here's Benzema again. Araujo with the muscular challenge. Referee was close by. Saw nothing wrong with that. Dani Alves, whose contract was ripped up after pay problems in Brazil. Dembele, speculative.
He wanted to take that chance. He's been effective. I'd like to see him play higher up the pitch. In fairness to him, he's had to work back for his team quite a lot. Not really the quality on the shot there you'd expect from him. That's another ball in here. De Jong getting away from his marker, just not able to get the necessary power on it.
The whistle does go for a moment. Looked like Vinicius Junior might be skating away from those defenders again.
I think Alves has used his experience there because it's the wrong side of his man. He just hits the deck. Referee gives him the free kick.
Here's Ousmane Dembele. Busquets. It's a good idea, and Eder Militao is able to get it away, but Barcelona just beginning to bare their teeth a little here.
Well, they're getting down the flanks there. Great ball from Busquets.
Trying to apply a little bit of higher pressure on Modric and co in that midfield.
You see the run there, great ball in to find him, and he's trying to pick someone out. De Jong not really on the move. He's static in the box.
It was Torres who got there. Torres has proved a useful marksman for Spain in particular. I remember him scoring fair few in the Champions League last season for Manchester City in the group stage.
Well, certainly more in a central position. I wonder if they might move him at some point, Barcelona, today, into that position.
Certainly an option, isn't it? Looked like a little drag back from Vinicius Junior, which will give Barcelona a free kick. Carvajal, a lot of problems with injury over the last year or so. Carvajal, Lucas Vázquez has been filling in there recently.
There's Dembele again, helping out defensively. What about that from Modric? Great bit of play there, wasn't it?
You're not surprised when he does things like that, though, are you?
Well, his confidence and his technique off his left foot. It's almost falling over as he plays that.
This is the only player, isn't he, to win the Ballon d'Or bar Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo for over a decade. 2018 he got it when Croatia got to the World Cup final. Here he is on the ball again now.
Don't tell Lewandowski.
Yeah, that certainly was pretty contentious, the latest award. Mendy, away from Lyon for a hefty fee. Here's Benzema. Just about keep it alive. Hard to believe, isn't it, earlier this season that Real Madrid lost at home to Sheriff Tiraspol of Moldova in the Champions League. Of course, they did recover and went through the group in the end, and will be up against Paris Saint-Germain after that redraw. Not a bad tie. You'll catch you with us on BT Sport as Asensio lines up one which deflected, and it's almost a slow motion stave from Ter Stegen in the end.
It was. It slowed the ball down. Asensio again, that's what he wants to do, get into that central position, hit one off his left foot.
Busquets to Piqué, part of the old guard, of course, which picked up so many trophies in the Lionel Messi era, of which, of course, the new coach was very much a part, a leading part. Dembele towards that back post again, where Torres was there.
There's a good opportunity again from Torres just to concentrate and pick somebody out. A couple of players in the box there. Gavi, one of them. Asensio once more. Just having another look at his hit from distance.
Araujo with the header forward to young Gavi. Gavi's not only walked into the Barcelona team, he's walked into the Spain team as well this year. Alba. Dembele, dancing feet, couldn't get the shot away, not really.
No, he just maybe just took a fraction too long, and here's the break again once more.
Same pattern, same player, Vinicius Junior with Benzema, those two developing a real chemistry. Good defending by Busquets that time.
Just couldn't get that shot off Dembele the way that he wanted to. Real dancing feet. I was saying, this sort of position, I'd like to see him now really high up the pitch.
Frankie de Jong with a back header, which he meant to Dembele. Luke de Jong had come to the near post, and it's gone in. Barcelona are level. There was a freakish bounce or two in that. Barcelona don't care. And they have their equaliser 4 minutes before half-time.
Xavi will know there's a certain amount of luck involved in this, but he won't be bothered about that. His team are right back in it. Just before half-time. I think it almost just hits Luke de Jong. Again, it's this good ball down, it's just flicked on. And Dembele, again, the standout player for Barcelona, jinks his way across and gets the ball in, and it's tried to clear it. Hits it against de Jong, and it's in off the post. I won't worry about that, Barcelona.
He knew very little about it. He had made the run to the near post. Eder Militao tries to clear, bounces off Luke de Jong, and he scores a third goal in recent games.
Yeah, and I mean, the reaction from the keeper, actually, it's nearly an outstanding save. He just can't do enough to keep it out.
Well, that's the sort of break Barcelona need.
I think when they can get Dembele high up the pitch in a 1v1 situation against the last opponent, the last man, he's really effective.
He's trying to play a little bit higher and harry Carlo Ancelotti's team out of their rhythm a little bit. Of course, there's a price to pay often on the break being that high up the pitch, but it's a gamble they obviously feel it's worth taking.
Well, they've always been that team that likes to press, likes to win the ball high up the pitch.
Now beginning to just fizz the ball around. Dani Alves, Busquets. Back by Carvajal to Courtois. Don't forget, we've got a cracking game coming up for you at the weekend in the Premier League as Manchester City face Chelsea, on the air at 11:30 AM on BT Sport 1 HD and Ultimate. Join Jake Humphrey and the team for that.
Cracking game, that one coming up.
Yeah.
Just saw a clip there of Xavi going absolutely ballistic when they lose possession. It was a wide ball out to Dembele that was given away.
I think Xavi might have got away with one there. That might have been a yellow card on another occasion. The youngster, he has got a feisty side to him. He was sent off for 2 yellows at the weekend against Granada, and after that Granada grabbed an equaliser. If there is any weakness with him,
well, you want him to be on the edge, but you not go below the line and keep it right. So you've just got to get that balance as a young man coming into the game. Lots of talent, that's very clear.
He has been hot-headed just a couple of times, both for club and country, but he is a wonderful young technician and was in the team about a month after his 17th birthday. Here he is on the ball now. Insanely good was how Xavi described him for his age. Ball hunting again.
Yeah, getting
Barcelona.
some joy going after Real Madrid. Asking them the question, can you play out?
It's a good question to ask as well. They've got one, they're looking for another. That time Eder Militao getting it away. And they've just ruffled Real Madrid's feathers a little, I fancy. Dani Alves, stray hand. Did you see anything that wrong with that?
Not too much. He does catch him though. He missed the ball, then out comes the arm. There's no doubt about that.
Casemiro wants a conversation with it, the usual federal debate going on. But I think somewhere amid all of that, the referee has blown for half-time. And that is a half-time score. Real Madrid ahead. Vinicius Jr. with yet another goal. Luke de Jong getting the equaliser. He didn't know much about it. Barcelona don't care. They're level. Rio Ferdinand and Owen Hargreaves with Lindsay Hipgrave to analyse things after the break. It's 1-1 in Saudi Arabia in this Super Cup game.